in this journey, you have gained a lot of knowledge. So I want to ask, like, have you ever meditated? Like,
It's a very appropriate question, given that the magic in the book is meditation driven, you know. Yes, I am my entire family. Like, I greet everyone in my family by saying Om Shanti, and we are all Brahma Kumaris.
okay.
And it is a divorced sect which practices above all the art of meditation, the art of inner control. Uh, there is very the focus primarily stays on yourself
Hmm.
and seeing every single living thing around you as a fellow brother or sister.
Hmm.
It's a very peaceful, passive, truth propagating uh, community. I don't even see it as religion or as the idea of God. I think the idea of Aham Brahmasmi is often propagated in the sense that you have the power to control your own thoughts, mind, and spread positivity and truth in the world. And the book is dedicated to my grandfather, and everyone in my family meditates. I wish I meditated as much as them. I meditate, but not as much as my family members. Some of them meditate for a strict 3 hours minimum every single day for the last 60 years of their life.
Hmm.
And I have, also seen others, people who have never meditated, transform into positive individuals through the power of meditation. So I do believe in it.
So, Saksham, there are many Hindu mythological books, right? There are many books like this coming out. So why should one read this? Like,
For two simple reasons. I'm not going to say because I took 10 years to write it, or because it's a national bestseller, or because it's going to be turning into a movie or anything. What I'm going to say is because there's a living, breathing, magical world that is Indian. There's a living, breathing, magical Indian magic system derived from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali called Pratyahara. And more importantly, it's a clash of modern day characters. जो 10 लोग उठ के, the 10 characters that are kidnapped and sent to Gyangunj, this magical valley, they're like you and me and potential watchers of this video. They have glasses, they have secrets, they have smart watches, they have jobs, they have lives to go back to, they have to deal with AI. And these guys get kidnapped, and suddenly Lord Shiv unke samne hai. What will you say to him if you come face to face with the gods, right? So I think the clash of modern versus the religious, and the painstaking world building and Indian magic creating is what sets this book apart from all of the other books. And I believe that is the reason why it continues to do well.
right. So, so this character Aman, right? So, like, how this character came in your mind? Like, क्या सोचा था इसके बारे में? जैसे सोचा था वैसे आप पोर्ट्रे कर पाए क्या?
हाँ, I think I कर पाया. There were several things I wanted to portray through the character. एक तो I wanted to have a character who didn't believe in God to go to a valley that is filled with Hindu gods even today. I wanted to show that clash. Even someone like Faiza, a Muslim character going to this Hindu valley, or rich or poor or scientists or believers, all different sorts. So Aman, uh, I think I wanted to show a unique character that was inspired by my own life, uh, minus the atheist bit, minus the non-believing in God bit. That, oftentimes I think writers and their characters or even events in their book is a mix of real life situation and a bit of creative liberty. So Aman's reticence, Aman's shyness, Aman's way of working in life, that's true and totally comes from me. And Aman's atheism, non-belief in God, at least in the beginning of the book, right, comes from the fact that I wanted to show the reader that even if you don't believe in God, what can happen if you come face to face with them, and stuff like that. And I also wanted to show the reality of life, that perhaps happy ending is not always the right thing. So the character does come from a place, and the best thing about the character is because this book took 10 years to write, you can see Aman also growing the way that I
Yes.
grew from a 17-year-old to a 27-year-old until this book was published. So even in that sense, it was a very interesting character because very few authors get the great opportunity to write a character who grows and in the same amount of time that it took the book to write also. You know, we can talk about a character who grows over 50 years in a book, but doesn't mean the author spent 50 years understanding that character. But I had the great opportunity to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So, I want to ask, like, recently you have met with Ruskin Bond.
Yeah.
So, how was the experience? Like, how was the
It was,
experience?
I felt I was transported back to 2004 when I had first met him. He had come and visited my school in Pasuri, and he had given us a little excerpt from The Angry River, his book, his
Okay.
novel, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the passion in his eyes. They were glittering, there was a spark, and he wasn't looking at the student while he was waving his arms, talking about the angry river. He was looking behind us into the wall, like he could see the river. And I wanted that. I wanted that imagination. So obviously, 20 years later, when I met him, 19 years later, it was surreal. He didn't remember me. I wasn't surprised. Of course, I was just a kid amongst hundreds, right? But I had been told by my mentor, Primanko Goswami, who is his editor at Penguin. I had been told by a lot of other people when I was going that he is a wonderful, genuine, humble human. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know. But when I went there, I realized why people say it so much,
Okay.
because he was so warm. Even if you see the videos I put up, he's in his night suit. But I introduced myself. I went with a colleague who knew him really well also, and he didn't have to. I was nobody, but he gave me the time of his day as someone that old as well and experienced. Didn't have to do any of it. Truly humbling experience, and I wish him a happy belated birthday. It was his birthday yesterday.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Shaksham, do you think like everyone should read uh, Vishnu Puran, Gita, and everyone, like today's youngster doesn't read it so much, but everyone should have that knowledge to them.
I don't think everyone should read, but I think everyone in the world should understand what is written. Let's be honest. It was a different time.
Yes.
As much as I am telling you how important Rigved is today in 2023, there is subjugation of women, there is caste system. We have to put that aside. There's so much other important things that we can take today. So reading, and also reading is not that easy unless you understand Sanskrit and you have a guru, you know. And translation means a lot of loss of understanding. So non-fiction summarized books by proper scholars or fictionalized books like Samsara can help you understand the core tenets and the primary story. A very, very simple story between Indradev and Vritra, who's this large monster who's stopping rain from reaching mankind. And Indradev, the god of the rain and sky and king of the gods, with his thunderbolt, slays Vritra and allows water to flow into the planet so that humans can stop going from one jungle to the other and plucking fruits and killing animals, can then become men of agriculture and women of agriculture. At 2500 BC, that was the most important thing. That is why Indradev is the king of the gods in Hinduism. That is why Zeus is the same as Indradev and he's the king of the gods in Greek mythology. That is why Thor is the king of the gods in Norse mythology all around the same time. It's because all around the world at that time, humans were trying to go from hunter gatherers to men of agriculture, to women of agriculture. And for that, they required one thing more than anything, and that was rain. And that's why the elemental god Indra was associated in different locations around the planet with no connection as the king of the gods, the god of rain, lightning, thunder, right? So these tenets don't necessarily need to be read. As long as I just feel it's very important for us to know what is written in them. And there are many different ways to understand them. Not Wikipedia, but reliable non-fiction books. Sukumari Bhattacharya ji, like I have mentioned, and I cannot mention enough. She's no more, but her legacy lives on. And for those who are not into non-fiction, perhaps, then even fictionalized versions like Samsar. My hope is that after Samsar, a lot of fictionalized versions of the Rig Veda. We have a lot for the Purans. We do. We have a lot for the Upanishads, right? Even let's say every single other Kalki story is from the Vishnu Purans, right? The Gyan Gunj is mentioned there, Shambhala. So, but the Rig Veda is not covered. So the hope is that Samsara will lead to other books that will follow in its footsteps, and through these fictionalized narratives and through these non-fiction hardback books that can really help you, people should know, because believe you me, Aisha, the things that these sacred scriptures have to say, they can transform your life. They can lead you to roads of success, roads of happiness, roads of inner peace, whatever it is that one wants. It's there because people have dedicated time to understand it at that, in that era. So I definitely believe one should definitely go with these texts, and that's not restricted just to the country. By virtue of the fact that the Rig Veda is the oldest scripture in the world of all religions, just by that fact, one should go over it.
Okay. When you're going to publish Samsara Part 2?